Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek Origins 2017. I'm sitting down with Josh Giffens from CGE, and you brought us Pulsar 2849, Mining Beyond the Horizon.
This part is, we're not sure yet.
All right,
it's all in prototype still, so remember that. This part we're pretty sure on, this part not so much.
So definitely Pulsar.
Definitely Pulsar 2849, and then we're working on the rest. So yeah, we brought this. Long story short, this is kind of a return to our medium to heavyweight Euro game that a lot of our catalog is known for. It'll be available at Essen, and then here in the States, probably first week of December is what we're looking at.
All right,
but
time for Christmas.
Yeah, so I'm going to walk you through it and tell you a little bit about it, but that's just kind of right off the bat the basic details you need to know. So in Pulsar, what we're doing is we are exploring this section of space. And there are these planetary systems, there are pulsars that we want to develop mining facilities on. There's also a tech tree that we can advance. This is kind of a common tech tree. And then each player is going to get one of these, and these are asymmetrical. So everybody's personal tech tree is going to be different. So your technologies, I'll put them up to this camera. Your technologies are going to be different than my technologies, will be different than all these technologies, etc. So how do we do all of this super cool, fun stuff?
We're going to just highlight some of
we'll
those
just put that in there.
technology trees.
So how do we do all this super cool, fun stuff, Josh? Well, I'm glad that you asked.
Thanks for making my job easy, Josh.
So Pulsar 2849, it's a dice drafting game. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a number of dice based on number of players, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then we're going to assign them to the boxes that they belong to.
All right.
6s, 5, yeah, I'll let you sort those out. I can't do it all.
1, 2.
There we go. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look for where the middle die is. And there's 9 dice, we're looking for the 5th die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th die is here on the 4, right? So that we're going to advance the turn marker 4 spaces. So let's pretend like we had a little bit lower skew, like this of dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be here. The turn would only advance 2 spaces instead of 4. So what this does is it varies the length of the game based on the dice that are rolled, and then the dice are going to let us do all of these different things with tech trees and fly around in space, develop your own technologies and stuff. So we're going to talk about some more of that now. So we're going to draft dice in turn order. So yellow, then red, then green. Then you're going to go backwards, green, then red, then yellow. So I would take one, you would take one, etc., etc. What's going to happen is when you take a die, you're also going to move your...
I'm going to try to move that up to the middle.
Yeah, put it in the middle and we'll show you.
Here we go.
There we go. So remember, we've gone 2 spaces, and then from this box, we're going to back up just a second. From this box, we're going to see which side has more dice. This side has 4 dice. This side has 2 dice. So we're going to move this little thing here. What this is going to tell us is when we draft a die, so let's pretend I take the 5, I'm going to need to move my turn order marker or my engineering research marker 1, 2, 3 boxes to the right. So we're going to move my engineering marker 1, 2, 3. You're going to draft a 1 setting, and you're going to get to move one of your markers 2 spaces to the left. You're red, 1, 2. Rinse, repeat. When I take another die, I can move the same marker again if I want to, or I can move the other marker. So we'll move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where I would be. In this situation, after all the dice are gone and allocated to people, there'll be 1 remaining. And we'll talk about that remaining die later. So what's going to happen now is, for the next turn, red will be first, green will be second, and I'm going to go last because I drafted these higher value dice, which push my markers further down. But the reason I do this, I might get to unlock some of this cool technology that's a little bit more powerful, so I need to go later in the turn. So after that, what's going to happen is on my turn, because I'm first this round, I'm going to play all of my dice. And when I play my dice, I'm going to do things with them. So if I were, just put it right there. So if this were my board, this tech tree you have to build from the bottom up. So even though I have a 6, I can't do this yet because I need to unlock this 1, this 5, and that 4 to do this. To go up this side, I would need to do the 2, the 5, and that 5 to go up that side. So I'm going to look over here, and in the first round, we have just the first row available. There's no 6s over here, unfortunately. In later rounds, this will move up, unlocking the technology from that row and below. So one of the last things that I can do is, we'll move that, is we get to fly around and explore space. And that's always fun. So to fly around, I simply move my ship the number of pips shown on the die. So we're going to say I'm going to fly 6 spaces. From here, I'm starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to do a couple things. Any of these systems I go past, I'm going to flip over.
Because you've explored them.
I've explored it, but I didn't stop there, so I'm going to put my cube on this unexplored planet because I didn't actually stop on the space. I couldn't stop because I had a 6 and I have to use all of the movement. This one though, I end my turn here, so I'm going to put my marker on one of these explored planets, and whenever you stop and explore the planet, you're going to get whatever's at the bottom. What this space means is I would get an extra phantom die with a value of 1 to do something with, so it's like, oh man, I needed that 1 for my technology tree, I'm going to go back and do that now and unlock that thing. So a little bit more about flying because it's a little bit more complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta find a place. We're gonna pretend like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna pretend I have a 5.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever you stop on one of these blue pulsars, I get to put my claim ring around it. And what that means is later, when I purchase one of these mining facilities, yep, put that back out. These mining facilities, I get to put it inside that claim ring. So to take a mining facility of a 1, I need to spend a 1. To take a 2, I need to spend a 2. To take a 3, I'm going to spend a 4. So we're going to pretend like I have one of these.
Okay.
The reason we do that is it's going to go out here. And on a subsequent turn, after that's placed, I have to have a ring and one of these, and they go together. If I spend a 6 in a subsequent round, I'm going to flip this over. 2 things are going to happen. Back to this board. I know we're back and forth a lot. I'm going to score points immediately equal to whatever zone the turn cube is in. So right now it's in the 13, in the first zone, which gives me 13 points for flipping that over.
So for me, rewarding for accomplishing that earlier.
So move that and then slide down for me. The other thing it's going to do for me is at the end of the round, I'm going to score 3 victory points at the end of every round. So we're trying to explore space, build our technology trees, do all this other stuff, get these engineering cubes that will let us do things, all to get the most points. So it's a big system of a bunch of things that go together.
And a lot of what I think CGE is really known for is a lot of what feels like very unique mechanics. You know, like the whole idea of how these pieces flex and pull in different directions.
Right.
And,
so with this board, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the in-game scoring, and then we'll wrap up on this one. So this board, our tech tree, each one of these boards has 2 sides, and there's 2 of each of these 4 boards. So that's 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. For the mathematically disinclined, that's 256 possible combinations just from this board. All of these planet systems, there are more systems than spaces on the board, so you're not going to use all of those every game, and they go out randomly.
And you would have a different
asymmetrical powers.
board.
You might have a different one of that. So in-game scoring, there's a static board. This is always in-game scoring stuff. So you're going to score points for, at the end of the game, you're going to score any points on here. So there's some things that will score points at the end of the game. Also, you have 3 variable in-game scoring tokens.
Here, let's pull one of those up right next to our end names.
Right
Yep,
there.
perfect.
So I think we have 6 or 7 of these we're doing right now, and you only use 3 of them. So what this tells me is if I've scored at least 8 of these systems, which is why I want to fly around and get my cubes out, at the end of the game I get 3 points. If I have done this top part, then I can go to the middle part. Those engineering cubes I kept talking about, I can use them during the game for some stuff, or at the end if I have some left over. If I've done the top, I can do the middle, turn those in for 2, and if I have for 3, if I have yet another one, I can turn that in for 3 more points. So those are variable ones. This is for having at least 4 on this track. This one is having at least 5 on your personal track. So like, oh, I want to get this, or I want to get that, or you weigh that stuff out. So those are cool variables. At the end of the game, a lot of people are like, well, going first doesn't matter in the last round. Well, in this game it does, because if you're in the first player position, you're going to get 7 points at the end of the game. So you might take the lower die, not to really do anything cool, but you might get 7 points because you're in first place at the end. Then we have some stuff where you can turn in cubes if you have stations and rings on the board, but also you can get a lot of points if you explore a lot of systems. So one strategy is just to fly around and see as many things as you can and explore planets and get those bonuses and do stuff. And then other strategies are to get a lot of technology and a lot of in-game scoring. And then we also have this thing, which I wait to tell people about. These are mega structures that you can buy during the game.
Here, I'll put out 1 or 2 there.
Yeah, and basically what these are going to do is these are going to form, you're going to buy these, and then, oh, there we go. You're going to buy these and acquire them, and they're going to do things for you. And when they are completed, you can join that red space together to make another die spending option for you. So there's stuff for mega structures that you can build. You can do science stuff. You can do your own personal stuff. You can explore a lot of space. There's a lot of things going on in this game.
How long do you think a full game would take?
So the full games that I've been playing lately have been anywhere from 90 minutes to 3 hours. And that's because A, it's a new game and people are learning it, and a lot of people are taking time and like really thinking about what they want to do. Most games that I've played with people that have played more than once, we're hovering in the 90 minute, definitely under 2 hour range.
All right, well, Josh, thanks for letting us take a good, intense sneak peek.
Yeah.
That is Pulsar 2849, where that part of the name we're for sure on. And if you're interested in checking that out, that's going to be from CG.
And it'll be at Essen is the release, like we said. Dun, dun, dun.